Hey guys, you're talking to Ree, where I come to talk to you about what I've either watched on TV, read in the blogs, or heard in these streets. Today it is about what I have watched on TV. We are talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 3 through 5. I know you're like, what? Why that long? Because I've been gone that long. But I am going to try to keep this as short as possible and straight to the point as I usually do. So, if you guys like what you see, if you guys love it, please make sure you hit that like button, comment. I want to hear your thoughts and subscribe. I want to see more of you. I promise you, I'm going to get back into it. I have just been super duper busy, but I am back to talk with all of you guys because there is no way I'm staying away from you guys this long. I love you guys. I love the comments that you guys leave. I love the feedback that you guys leave. So make sure you keep them coming. Let's get to it because we have just wasted a minute with an intro. Okay, Tyree and Camelia, let's get them clean out of the way. I'm sick of them. Tyree has already been told that Camilla doesn't exist. It is a man that has been catfishing him for the last 4 years. He still wants to remain on our TV screen, wasting all of our times, and I am up to here with it. Leave us alone. Anyways, his sister comes, now adds a little bit more heat to things and tells him, listen, not only is Camilla not real, but the real Camilla, I believe she's an escort. Look at what I found on other sites. She's been escorting, and guess what? She's been escorting around the corner from us. She's not in Barbados. She's only 30 minutes away. How coincidental that is, sister. How coincidental that this so-called Camila is 30 minutes away. I am so sick of reality TV no longer being reality. I'm sick of these scripted storylines. We're over it. Speaking of another scripted storyline, let's get Gino and Jasmine out of the way because we are done with Tyree. All right, we are done with Tyree trying to convince of these things. He now wants to say that it's actually a pimp. Leave us alone. Back to Gino and Jasmine. Leave us alone as well. We are over them. We are over Jasmine's overacting. It's as if Jasmine believes that her crying and yelling makes good TV for us. And we don't care. This is not some Latin soap opera. Like, this is just, it's too much, right? Even Gino thinks it's too much. He's constantly losing it every time she overreacts, right? We find out also that they've only had sex a couple of times in the last few years, and yet she wants to convince us that this is a real relationship. It is not. Every time Gino is like super duper nervous around her, you can see through his eyes that his brain is working backwards. And I think Jasmine likes that, but not so fast. Gino is not some dummy. Not at all. His brain just works backwards. But it works well enough for him to have been able to save up a hefty amount of money for retirement. If you guys remember, last time from the other season that they were on our screen, Gino told us that he had over 600,000 saved up for retirement. It's probably more than that now. He has no time to waste it on Jasmine, regardless of how cute she thinks she is. He's not even having sex with her, so it's not as if he's whipped to anything, okay? He tells her, listen, we need to sign a prenup. She gets upset about it. She cries and throws a fit per usual. And he doesn't budge. You need to sign a prenup. Eventually, she calms down. That's how they end their segment. We move on. Let's get Riley and Violet out of the way. Riley is now in Vietnam, all right? He has met with Violet. Violet was not on our last review because she was not introduced to us in like a true introduction, at least shall I say, until episode 3, where we find out that she is a school teacher out there in Vietnam. Of course, we know that she already has, like, she's a single mom of 2 girls. One 16, the other one 21, if I'm made to be correct. He's out there in Vietnam. They introduce. He brings her pearls, and she's looking like, baby, we grow these all the time out here. Like, pearls may be something that is expensive out there to you guys in America, but out here, we grow things, okay? Like, let me not say grow. We go and we pull these from whatever oysters or wherever, right? This is the norm for us. And when she said that, money signs went off in my head because I was just like, baby, what? Do I need to go to Vietnam to go and get some pearls so I can come back to the U.S. and sell them for triple, hell, 5 times the price? Let me know, Violet. Like, should I shoot you a DM? and you tell me what I need to do to, get to the money. I don't know. But anyways, Violet and Riley, they're out there, and Violet's treating Riley as if he is a visitor of somebody else. She is treating him as if he is in town on a business trip, as if he is in town for a wedding, as if he is in town visiting a whole nother friend. That is how she is treating this man. She is like, listen, I got things to do. Wait for me for when I'm free to see you. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. And he waits. He's sitting at the hotel room just like, okay, like I'm waiting on Violet. She finally calls him. They go sightseeing. We move on. Let's get Amanda and Rosvan out of the way. All right. Amanda, as we know, getting on our nerves. She is still in mourning and she is wasting everyone's time. And I mean everyone. The man tried to hand her a key to his place, which I thought that was odd because one, she lives in a whole nother country. So what would she need a key for? She goes and she's like, yeah, no, I don't need that. The man suggests of him starting to file to get his visa to come out to the U.S. She's like, why would you do that? And we haven't even solidified our relationship. I mean, Amanda, I would be with you as well, but y'all didn't solidify your relationship, yet you were already introducing him to your kids who are still mourning their father, considering that they are traveling around with their father's ashes. So you're introducing them to another man, and you didn't think that was too soon. Hence the reason why he didn't think it was too soon to start applying for the visa. Both of y'all wrong. Both of y'all are completely wrong. The girl is continuously mean to him. It's as if she really doesn't want him, right? Like she's trying to find different things to say. Like she's very negative. She acts as if everything he does annoys her. And, it begins to get to the man, okay? He starts crying. And she's like, why are you crying? Because, girl, you're mean to him. You don't want the key. You don't want him in the U.S. You don't want him kissing other women. You don't want him like at all. And he's confused about it. But Rosvan, why are you crying? And he's just like, because I love really hard. Rosvan. Anyways, we move on. Let's get Misha and Nicola out of the way. Misha is a director at the church. She used to be a party girl. Then she found Christ in a dream. And since then, she's been a devoted Christian. She meets Nicola through a Christian website. And, they fall in love, so to speak. Nicola is a 46-year-old virgin. Yes, that's right. I said 46-year-old virgin. This man has never intimately been with a woman, and he is contributing that to his faith. He says that he is one of the few members in his family that is a devout Christian. I mean, his grandmother was a nun in Nazareth. And, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that nuns who were mothers and grandmothers, I didn't know they can be nuns, but I just learned something new there, okay? Regardless, he is committed, and he's not planning to have sex until they get married. Well, Misha has already been married, and apparently within their faith, especially in Israel, he cannot marry Misha unless she gets an annulment. Misha knows dang on well she can't get an annulment. Why? Because she's been married. Here's my thing. She's been married, even has 2 kids from her previous relationship, right? I thought annulments were something that was done when something was done rather quickly, when a marriage was super duper quick, right? Like somewhat of a mistake in a way. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a marriage lawyer or a family lawyer or anything like that, right? But I doubt that someone that got 2 kids with the ex-husband can run out here and get an annulment. So she as well is wasting all of our time, because if she can't get the annulment, then they can't get married. If they can't get married, then they can't have sex. If they can't have sex, then you are wasting everyone's time. He's going to be a 50-year-old virgin, 55-year-old virgin, and so forth until he finds him a broad that ain't been married. Okay? So, they meet in Israel and they're affectionate and things. And she's like, no, you seem like you're embarrassed of me. How? If he is affectionate to you, even on our TV screen. But you know what? I mean, it's her world. This is what she is saying. Let's move on to Sheila and David. All right. David has finally arrived in the Philippines. He meets with Sheila. And they're realizing that their interactions online is very different than in person. Well, duh, because you're online. So you're constantly typing or, saying it, then you send a message and you go on, right? Okay. In person, you guys have to communicate. And unfortunately, they can't communicate because he is deaf and she does not sign, at least not too well. She knows a couple of things, but not much. She does understand English though. So she'll speak in English through the translator hands it to him. He now has to read everything that she says. And, for some people that can remove the chemistry and the passion of things, right? But they go on, they go to grab something to eat. They're in a place that he considers to be unsanitary based on U.S. standards. But out there in the Philippines, it's quite common. He doesn't mind. He grabs the food. They go back to the hotel room. The hotel room he was false advertised to turns out to be a hotel room that is not too sanitary, right? And they're killing bugs and things. And I did not see David go to the bathroom and wash his hands. Now, mind you, maybe he may have washed it off camera, but I was kind of nervous about that because now we see him eating with his hands. And you can clearly see the visibility of the dirt and the grime from him being on a plane for a whole day, okay, without a shower, for him now being in the Philippine sun, waiting around to him finally being at home. And I'm just like, why aren't you taking a shower? After he eats, he goes, turns off the light, jump in the bed, and now he wants to have sex. And I was just super duper grossed out. And the crazy thing is that he says in the confessionals that, you know what, usually he will want to go and shower, but he hasn't had sex in a few years, so he wanted to have sex. And my first thought was, if you were with an American girl that you have had that same type of flight, the same type of day, would you have jumped your butt in that shower? Would you have taken yourself in that shower first before you went to lay down with her? Probably would have, or maybe not. I don't know. But it was just super duper gross to me. We move on to Christian and Cleo. All right. We're introduced to Christian and Cleo in the last couple of episodes. Christian is a gentleman who is the life of the party, been in numerous relationships, dates people of all background. And then Cleo is a transgender woman who is autistic. Okay, she tells us that when she is, walking through the London streets, because she is living in London due to her being a model. She is born and raised in Italy though, but when she walks through the heavy traffic and the lots of people in London, she puts on her headphones in order to block out all of the noise, because it will send out different nerve signals throughout her brain, and it will cause like a high reaction to what's going on around her. She is someone that cannot take loud noise, and a lot of people, she is someone that likes repetitiveness and not nothing new. So as she is sitting there even talking to one of her friends, she can't even concentrate because she's focused on all of the cameras. So she turns to talk to the producers, right? And I'm looking like, why are you on this show? But okay, they give us something different, I guess. And, she eventually warms up. Christian goes and tells his friends that, she's transgender. He swears to us that, hey, I'm a straight man. I didn't make out with a man back in college, but I didn't like it. I realized I was straight. But you know what? I'm into her soul, and I'm not into her as a person, right? We don't know if she is post surgery or pre-surgery in regards to her lower region. He won't disclose it on camera. She did say that I think the only thing that she's had was hairline lowering surgery, right? And they're just like, how are you going to be comfortable with that? And he's just like, oh, it'll work out and these types of things. Okay, fine, right? His family is not on board for him dating her, and they're just like, listen, yeah, no, like that still is a man. And he's like, it's very disrespectful, but he himself is not comfortable with her because he says to her, hey, can we not kiss in public? Which means that he probably doesn't want her kissing on camera either, right? And it's like, you're not comfortable with your sexuality. You're not comfortable with this whole setup yourself. Or are you, like I have so many questions there that it's just confusing me in reference to Christian, not in reference to Cleo, but in reference to Christian. Like, What is all of this, behind the scenes, behind the this and that, even though you are clearly dating someone that you knew was born biological male? Like, why are you wasting not just our time, but Cleo's time as well, right? But I digress. We'll see what happens. Let's wait till the episodes progress. But yeah, if you guys like what you heard today, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your feedback. Do you think that Christian needs to just go ahead and, accept his sexuality, whatever it is? Or do you think that he's just wasting everyone's time? Do you think that David should have jumped in that shower? I think he definitely should have. That's also a waste of our time because they really can't communicate. Yeah, this I don't know about this season, guys. I'm just gonna be really honest with you. I really don't know about this season. But we'll see as time goes on. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.